Chapter 16. The Welcoming Heroes. The walk towards the center of the Imperial Palace was filled with cheers. 3,000 Space Marines, more than have ever been on Terra in the years after the Horus Heresy, were now applauded by the population that waved banners with their symbols. Kurland walked in front of the Space Marines with no helmet, of course advised by Uda. He envied his brothers now that wore the colors of his chapter. They got to keep their helmets and now listen to the screams of the public. Kurland would not give in to pride though. Even his damaged battle armor had to be replaced with a new one. Of course, at Udo's politicking. When they reached the hall, they were greeted by a feast, then a reception, that saw a few dignitaries come to him. When Vangarich approached him, Kurland didn't recognize him in the beginning. They shake hands and talk, Kurland calling Vangarich the most dangerous man in the room, both assassin and politician. Vangarich tells him they are on the same side. That made him different from the rest of the politicians. Kurland said they are all on the same side. Vangarich wouldn't take it. He knew the Imperial Fist didn't like what he was seeing on Terra. And he was pretty much correct. That was true. Vangarich then presented the agendas and follies of the High Lords. Some, like Zek, were good at their job, but not good as politicians. Others, like Mersing, were self-serving politicians. Langsung kept his fleet, or his ship in this case, I was about to say fleet. No, Langsung kept his ship at bay during the Proletariat Crusade and the Space Marines attack. At the end of their talks, Vangarich mentioned how only the two of them are on the same side, and it would be better for Kurland to save their hides because the Assassinorum wasn't made for that. Vangarich left, and they say they will continue talking later. Thane came to Kurland's side. Udo tried to split them up, but as you can imagine, a Space Marine in full battle armor goes where he pleases. Both of them were sick of this nest of vipers. Ten said Vangarich was the biggest of them all. Few would dare to come to the Space Marines, now both of them side by side, but Mersing walked without a care. The Ecclesiarch greeted them and thanked them. Kurland asked if he was Mersing, and of course the priest acted surprised and went, "Oh yes, and I only interpret what the Emperor says." They wouldn't have any of that, saying that his chapter follows the Imperial truth laid by the Emperor, and that neither the Primarchs, the Emperor, or the Space Marines are divine. Mersing hoped one day his angels would see the light. But after some more discussion about religion and how wrong Mersing and his ecclesiarchy were, they left. Well, first the priest left, and Kurland told Thane he had enough of this. He has seen the Emperor's name being used by every charlatan with his own ambitions. And the chapter masters left.